this timeline is crazy, man.
I know. So many things coming at one time.
Not do this alone. Do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
I'm not taking anything off the table.
No one wants him mentioned.
But that's not the only drama making waves. Diddy's daughter Delilah, Chance, and Jesse are reportedly reaching their breaking point. Rumors suggest they're planning to file for emancipation, and the emotions are running high. The situation takes a darker turn as questions resurface about their mother, Kim Porter's mysterious passing. With courtroom battles looming and family tensions escalating, the world watches as this intense drama unfolds. What's really happening behind the scenes? Stay tuned as the shocking details continue to emerge.
Today, just to tell the truth, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start to see that.
Diddy's daughters, once known for their quiet and private nature, are now making headlines. For years, Delilah, Chance, and Jesse stood by their father's side, attending glamorous events and sharing family moments online. But now, sources claim they're ready to break free and cut ties. Given the countless controversies surrounding Diddy, it's no surprise they might want to distance themselves. But here's the real shocker, it's not just about the legal drama or media frenzy. Something much deeper is at play, the unresolved mystery of Kim Porter's passing and the alleged toxic family dynamics that followed. As tensions rise, the world watches to see what happens next.
Well, Kim Porter, that is Diddy's ex, who's also the mother of his 3 of his children.
Right.
Has detailed the alleged abuse that she suffered at his hands.
Oh, no.
And this is all in a memoir.
Let's rewind to 2018, the year Kim Porter, Diddy's longtime partner and mother of 3 of his children, tragically passed away. Official reports stated she succumbed to pneumonia, but whispers of foul play have persisted. Now, those whispers are turning into full-blown allegations. According to leaked details from her autopsy, Kim was reportedly in good health just days before her sudden passing. So, how did things take such a drastic turn? That's the question everyone is asking. Adding to the mystery, shocking claims suggest that a casket for Kim was allegedly ordered a full week before her passing. Who does that? Details like these have conspiracy theorists and insiders calling for a deeper investigation. But it gets even murkier. At the time of her death, Kim's personal belongings, including her laptop, phone, and other electronics, were reportedly missing. Someone with her resources and connections would likely have had these items nearby, yet they had vanished. Then there's the condition of her body. While foul play wasn't officially suspected, details like skin discoloration and unusual contusions have raised serious concerns. Was this truly a natural passing, or is there more to the story?
And it's like, it was the same thing Kim was going through. The same thing, bro. Kim was going through the same thing. The beatings, you know what I'm saying?
Growing up surrounded by constant talk about your mother's life and tragic passing would be overwhelming. Even if unsure what to believe, the relentless speculation takes a toll. On top of that, allegations against Diddy, including claims of controlling behavior and emotional and physical mistreatment, paint a troubling picture. Despite the media's polished portrayal, their reality appears far from perfect. Reports suggest Diddy's treatment of Kim was so turbulent that it left deep scars on their children. An insider even claimed Kim once confided in friends about fearing for her safety. If true, it's understandable why the daughters are reportedly seeking distance from their father and the painful past.
Do I think every man possibly is capable. I think he's very capable of doing it. It's in his character. That's who he is. That's what comes with power. That's what comes with arrogance. That's what comes with, what makes him, power. That's just the selfishness that make you be like that.
This isn't just about the past, it's about what's happening now. Following Diddy's arrest and legal troubles, his family dynamics have shifted. Initially, his children stood by him, showing support in court and online. But recently, that unity has faded. At his latest court appearance, only his sons, Justin and Christian, attended. His daughters were absent. Once coordinated birthday posts and public displays of love have reportedly stopped. Insiders claim those moments were staged to gain sympathy. If true, it's heartbreaking to see how fractured their family has become.
So yesterday, Monday, Diddy celebrated his 55th birthday, but this year was a lot different. It was no Diddy parties. It was none of that. None of that stuff. Well, happily, so I guess right now. But anyway, so this is his first birthday behind bars.
For Diddy's daughters, this public unraveling seems to be the breaking point. Rumors suggest they've met with attorneys to explore emancipation from their father's control. And honestly, who could blame them? Imagine being a teenager or young adult and seeing your family's darkest secrets all over the news. Sources close to the family say the daughters are deeply hurt, not just by the allegations against their father, but also by how their family has been handled since Kim's passing.
Yeah, but so there's still, I mean, it's crazy too because there's still more happening in court. Like, I mean, everything is still active even though we're not hearing about it as much anymore. And the people may be fatigued like we talked about prior to.
Let's take a moment to talk about Kim Porter's legacy. She was known as a loving, dedicated mother who always put her children first. Those closest to her have described her as kind, warm, and resilient, someone who tried to see the best in people even in tough times. However, her relationship with Diddy was far from smooth. Insiders paint a picture of emotional highs and devastating lows, with allegations of controlling behavior that left Kim feeling trapped. She reportedly confided in friends that their arguments sometimes escalated into physical altercations. One particularly shocking claim comes from someone who worked closely with the couple, recalling a night when a heated argument turned into a full-blown fight, with objects being thrown across the room. Despite standing her ground, it's clear these moments left a lasting impact on Kim and those around her.
Kim had took the cork, you know where you open up wine? The corkscrew. She took the corkscrew and caught him on his wrist defending himself. And he almost, I know he tore some ligament, but he almost hit an artery. I came close to the artery or either scratched it or cut it a little bit. Because he just kept bleeding,
Today, Kim Porter's name is back in the headlines, this time due to a leaked memoir allegedly detailing her turbulent life with Diddy. Though its legitimacy is debated, the book reportedly contains claims of mistreatment, manipulation, and even fear for her life. Diddy's legal team has dismissed it as a sham, but that hasn't stopped it from becoming a bestseller and reigniting conversations about Kim's life and passing. The twist? Kim's own children, including Diddy's daughters, have publicly denied the book's authenticity, calling it a hurtful fabrication. Still, some fans and conspiracy theorists remain skeptical, noting its timing and alignment with other allegations against Diddy.
No, he gets trafficking because he took her to different states and had her perform acts with different, male and different people, sometimes against her will.
It's hard not to feel for Diddy's daughters in all of this. They've been thrust into the spotlight in a way no one could have prepared them for. On one hand, they're still grieving the loss of their mother and the lingering questions surrounding her passing. On the other, they're watching their father face some of the most serious allegations imaginable. And through it all, they're trying to figure out who they are and what they stand for. If the rumors about their emancipation plans are true, it could mark a turning point, not just for them, but for the entire Combs family. But the story doesn't end with the daughters allegedly walking away. In fact, it only gets messier from here. Now, attention has shifted to Diddy's legal battles and the role his sons, Justin and Christian Combs, are reportedly playing. These two have been dragged into the public eye, not just as supporters of their father, but as alleged participants in some of the most shocking accusations yet. If true, it completely changes the narrative surrounding this family, leaving many to question everything they once believed.
Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff.
Let's start with the court appearances. For months, Diddy has fought relentlessly for bail, offering everything from private security to massive assets as collateral, but nothing has worked. Prosecutors argue he's a danger to the community and can't be trusted to follow the rules. And honestly, the evidence they presented is shocking. For starters, they claim Diddy has been using three-way calls from prison to contact restricted individuals, allegedly by convincing other inmates to let him use their phone accounts, like something straight out of a movie. But it doesn't stop there. He has reportedly asked family members to pass messages to potential witnesses, urging them to stay quiet or even change their stories. If true, this kind of behavior is exactly why the courts keep denying him bail.
This is very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, I mean, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail cell right now, I think it really underscores the magnitude of what he's facing and the weight of the federal government.
Here's something that hasn't gotten as much attention. Prosecutors allege that Diddy isn't just using his calls to reach witnesses. He's also reportedly trying to influence public opinion from behind bars. Sources claim he's strategizing with his team to create social media campaigns aimed at swaying potential jurors. Remember those highly polished birthday videos from his kids? Prosecutors argue they weren't spontaneous at all but part of a carefully orchestrated PR strategy. Allegedly, Diddy even monitored engagement with these posts, tracking likes and comments to gauge public sentiment. If true, it reveals the extent of his efforts to control the narrative in his favor, and it doesn't stop there. There are whispers that Diddy is using code words, not just in phone calls, but in written correspondence as well. Investigators have reportedly flagged certain letters and emails where seemingly innocent phrases may carry hidden meanings. For instance, a casual mention of recycling could allegedly refer to destroying evidence, while talk of family gatherings might indicate meetings meant to coordinate defense strategies. These claims are still under investigation, but if proven true, they suggest Diddy is doing more than just fighting for his freedom. He's actively working to outmaneuver the legal system. It's a risky game, and so far, it doesn't seem to be paying off.
It's a question of that, but when you read through the indictment, it's pretty clear who could be indicted as a co-conspirator. Right now, there are people in the indictment who would be considered unnamed co-conspirators, but clearly have played a role in this conspiracy. And I think prosecutors have some big leverage on them because they're hoping that they testify against Diddy as prosecution witness.
The scale of the investigation is staggering. Authorities are reportedly combing through mountains of evidence, including financial records, text messages, and security footage from Diddy's properties. They've also seized multiple electronic devices, which some believe could hold damning information. One source described the process as peeling back layers of an onion, each discovery leading to more questions. Some evidence is said to be so sensitive that it's being reviewed in private, away from prying eyes. If true, this raises the stakes even higher and suggests we're only scratching the surface.
But there's also strategic reasons for the prosecutors to want him to have co-defendants, because right now he hasn't waived his right to a speedy trial, which would force prosecutors to take him to trial pretty quick, which they actually might not be ready to do. But if they supersede him and have co-defendants with him, it makes it a lot easier to pursue a trial continuance without him waiving his speedy trial right.
Things get even more complicated. Reports suggest Diddy's sons, Justin and Christian, aren't just supportive family members, they're allegedly helping him cover his tracks. A leaked phone call between Diddy and Justin has surfaced, raising eyebrows. In the call, Diddy reportedly uses coded language, telling Justin to get rid of the leftover pizza boxes. Let's be real, no one thinks he's talking about pizza. Insiders claim this phrase refers to evidence that could be damaging to his case. According to these sources, Justin and Christian have been actively working to clean up their father's mess, both literally and figuratively.
So it's just another form to silence a man, to humble a person. You know how sometimes you gotta humble somebody?
You're right.
Yeah, I think he's being humbled right now. Which it took a long time. It takes a long time to humble an arrogant person.
Why would Justin and Christian risk getting involved in something so messy? Some say it's about loyalty, while others believe they've been raised in a world where this kind of behavior is normalized. These are young men who grew up surrounded by luxury and power, watching their father navigate the highs and lows of fame. If the allegations are true, they may have been conditioned to believe that protecting the family name is more important than anything else, and honestly, that's just tragic. Speaking of tragic, let's talk about the lawsuits piling up against the Combs family. Diddy isn't the only one facing legal trouble, his sons are now named in several cases as well. One lawsuit comes from producer Rodney Jones, who claims he was coerced into participating in the same activities Diddy is accused of orchestrating. According to Jones, Justin was directly involved in arranging these situations and even played a key role in recruiting participants. If true, it paints a disturbing picture of a family deeply entrenched in a culture of exploitation.
It was all, insecurities. Anytime a man would go out his way to wiretap someone's phone or put taps in their homes just to monitor their conversation, that's a sign of insanity. So when you see someone doing that, you can imagine everything else they do.
Then there's Christian, who is facing his own set of accusations. One lawsuit alleges he acted inappropriately toward a woman at an event hosted by his father. The suit claims this wasn't an isolated incident but part of a larger pattern enabled by the toxic environment Diddy created. While these are still allegations, the fact that both sons are being named in lawsuits alongside their father is telling. It suggests that whatever is happening within this family isn't just about one person, it's systemic. Now, let's pivot back to Diddy himself. His legal team has been working overtime to suppress evidence and control the narrative. One of their main arguments is that the search warrants used to raid Diddy's homes were unconstitutional. They claim authorities presented a distorted version of reality to obtain the warrants, omitting key details and relying on questionable sources. Whether or not this argument holds up in court remains to be seen, but it's clear that Diddy's team is pulling out all the stops to get the evidence thrown out.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes. But
yes.
The shopping thing is.
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
Even if Diddy's legal team succeeds in suppressing some evidence, the damage to his reputation is already done. The media coverage has been relentless, and public opinion is turning against him. With allegations of abuse, the suspicious circumstances of Kim Porter's passing, and now claims involving his sons, it feels like the walls are closing in. Even some of his most loyal fans are starting to question whether they can continue to support him. At this point, a comeback seems nearly impossible.
It sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotape.
What about the rest of Diddy's family? His mother, Janice Combs, has been notably absent from recent court appearances, a stark contrast to her earlier public support. Insiders say she's devastated, struggling to reconcile the son she knows with the serious allegations against him. As for Diddy's youngest daughter, Love, she's too young to understand what's happening. But you have to wonder how this will affect her as she grows up. Will she hear the same rumors and allegations that have haunted her older siblings? It's a heartbreaking thought with lasting implications for the entire family.
And that fact in of itself is a big deal, because when you're talking about going back in time and talking about these allegations from other alleged victims, there's not a lot of police reports, but you guys actually have one. And is that going to be revealed? Are we going to be able to see it?
Yes, as soon as I file my lawsuit in civil court, I will be attaching the...
Then there's the question of Kim Porter's legacy. As more details about her life and relationship with Diddy emerge, her name has become a rallying cry for those seeking justice. Friends and family members are speaking out, calling for a renewed investigation into her passing and demanding accountability from anyone who may have been involved. Even Kim's ex-husband, Albie Shore, has joined the movement, using his platform to raise awareness and push for answers. It's clear that Kim's story isn't over. Her memory continues to be a powerful force in this ongoing saga, so where does that leave us? Honestly, it feels like we're watching a real-life soap opera unfold in slow motion. Every day brings new revelations, new allegations, and new questions. Will Diddy's daughters go through with their rumored emancipation? Will his sons face legal consequences for their alleged involvement? And what about Diddy himself? Can he clear his name, or is this the beginning of the end for one of the most iconic figures in the music industry? One thing is certain, this story is far from over, and the fallout is only just beginning.